Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to post the July monthly swap here on my channel, as June's swap is coming to an end. As you guys know, that one was an ATC swap, which I am still waiting for the final couple of people. You had, and of course, until the June 30th to mail out. So as soon as I get the final entries, I will be putting all that together and sending it back to you, hopefully by next weekend. If everything goes okay, I will try to ship those back out next Saturday. Today is the 2nd of July, so I'm going to go ahead and post the July swap, because many of you guys who did not get to enter in the June swap have sent me messages asking me what the July swap is going to be about, because I also have the challenge going on. And if you participate in either the June swap or the July swap, then you get 10 extra entries into the challenge. I'm going to go ahead and post the July swap, put it up. It will run from today, which is the 2nd, until the end of July, July 31st. And as long as it is postmarked, guys, by July 31st. And that means that you just have to mail it by July 31st. I know the reason why I do postmarking instead of have it here to me by a certain date is because I know, because I'm a very busy woman, how hard it is to plan ahead and to make sure something gets to somebody by a certain date. That's why I always go by postmark. That way there's never any confusion, and it gives me a few extra days to make sure I get everybody's entries in. So that's the reason why I go by postmark date instead of by have it to me by such and such date. The way the mail runs is not always reliable. You know, my sister can send me something and I can get it in 2 days. Other people, it takes, even if you send it priority, it still is taking 5 or 6 days to get to me. I do live in a very rural part of Missouri, so that's probably the reason why. So that is the main reason why I go by postmark date and not necessarily by have it to me by such and such date. So this month we are going to be making flower kits, paper flower kits. Now, the only real requirements, I'm going to give you here in a second some examples of some flowers. The reason why I wanted to do the flower kit this month is because I have not made any paper flowers, and I keep telling myself that I'm going to make paper flowers, but I never do it. So this really is to push myself into making some paper flowers. Plus, I was talking to my sister the other day, and she said it'd be kind of nice to do like a flower swap, and so I thought that it would also be nice to do a flower swap, so that's what we're going to do. And for future reference, if there's anybody out there that has a suggestion, or you want to see something in a swap one month, or you want to, you have any ideas or suggestions for that, please let me know. I'll work it in at some point in time. I leave notes to myself all the time of ideas for these swaps. So if there's something you would like to see, send me a message, leave me a comment, let me know what kind of stuff you want to see as far as these monthly swaps go. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 5 sets of 4 flowers. So each package is going to have 4 flowers that you make, and then you will include the pieces to make 4 flowers with each package, so that the person who receives them can make their own flowers, just like we did with the tag kit. You're making a tag, and then you're making one tag, and then you're setting up kits so that whenever the person receives your item back, they can make the flowers as well. And the same rule applies here. This is, you're going to be making 5 of those sets, and you will get 5 back in return. Plus, I will be making you a set this time, so you will actually end up getting 6 back. This 5 does not include me, but if you send me a set, then at the end of the month, whenever I have everybody's in, I will sit down and put your kits together, just like I did with the tag swap. If you guys are interested, go back and watch that. Anybody who sent me in a tag kit for myself, I went through and individually made every single one of those kits and showcased them on a video. The same thing's going to work here. If you don't want to make me a set, if you just want to make the 5, that's perfectly fine. If you make 6 and you want to send me one, that's also perfectly fine. I will make your flowers on video, just like I did with the tag kits. So that's completely up to you. You can if you want. You don't have to. But just make sure that each set has 4 flowers that you have made, and then the pieces behind those 4 flowers so that the person who receives your kit can make their own. And then just be mindful of the way that you package them. You know, attach them flowers to like a cardstock. I'm going to give you some examples, and then put it in plastic with the, you know, little flower pieces behind that in the same packaging so that it looks, you know, nice, and that when somebody gets it, it's all in one little package, and, you know, it doesn't go anywhere. The pieces won't get lost because, you know, flower pieces are quite small. So, and then you'll just need to send in, of course, your self-addressed envelope. And for this one, I do believe that a 6x9 envelope is going to be just fine, guys. And you can make that a bubbler. You can make it just the regular manila envelope. I don't think that we'll need any bigger size than this one. Of course, if you have a bigger sized envelope at home and you don't have any 6x9s, by all means, don't go out and buy a 6x9. Just send me what you got. And if you don't have one, that's fine too. Just let me know that you don't have one, and I have plenty of envelopes here at the house. I will just send it back to you. Not a big deal. I don't want you guys like having to go out to the store specifically to buy an envelope is all I'm saying. So, and then you'll also include the $3 for shipping. That's with every swap that I do. I always do $3 in the envelope. And then you can do any type of flower that you choose to do. Just make sure that also whenever you're putting your flowers on like a little cardstock piece or something, on the back of that, or make a little label somewhere, put your name on your item so that when the person receives your packaging, they'll know who it came from. I know everybody gets busy and we tend to forget some things, so if by some chance you guys do forget, and it's happened, I will label your stuff, and whenever it goes out, I will make sure that your name gets put on your item because I don't want to be taking the credit for it, and I want people to know, you know, where it came from. So here is an example. I had received this. I was involved in a swap on 50 Shades of Crazy Crafters, and this one come from Miss Lisa, who is Little Miss Scrappy, or Miss Little Scrappy, and we did embellishments inside the swap, and so she had made me these flower embellishments, and she had put them on this cardstock. So this is what I'm kind of saying about your packaging. When you make your flowers, put it on, like, it doesn't have to be this huge gigantic mason jar. It could be just a little square piece. Totally fine. You can make any size flower that you want to. You can make a big one. You can make some like these. I think these are too stinking cute. I did this swap back in the beginning of the year, and I've only been able to bring myself to use 2 of these flowers. There were 5 on here. So I just love them, and I wanted to keep these until I made my own, because I probably will try to recreate this. So I like to keep the examples until I know how to do something myself, because I've never made paper flowers, which is another reason why we're doing this one particularly, is so that I can push myself in order to make some and jump right on that. So, you know, you can do flowers like this. Just make sure, you know, this is what you're looking for. Put it on some kind of cardstock or a tag even, or something like that. And then you'll put this in, like, you know, some cellophane, a plastic bag even, a Ziploc bag would be fine. And then behind it, you're going to put your little pieces for your person who's going to be receiving it to get to make their own flowers. You're going to put that back here behind all of this. So just like an ATC card, your ATC, you packaged up and then you put the goodie in the back. Well, this is the same premise as that, where you're going to package, you know, make your presentation here. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, something nice and simple. And then you're going to put your pieces like we did with the tag kits behind that. And so that they can make their own. So if you're going to make something like this, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of flowers. And I do believe she used a punch for this one. So you're going to put for each flower, you're going to have 4 little ones of these punches, and then the center enamel dot, and that's your kit, right? So if you put, like, you know, ribbons or lace, or you use ribbons somehow inside your flower, like in the center, just make sure you include that with your kit in the back so that they can make the flower that you're sending. If you want to make, you're sending in, you know, each set will have 4 flowers. If you want to make all 4 flowers the same, you can do that. If you want to make each one different, you can also do that. There's no like real set of rules other than you need to make 5 of those kits with 4 flowers each inside the kit. So here's an example of one, and I wanted to show you this one to show you how it's sitting on like a piece of cardstock. I think Miss Little Scrappy knows I love mason jars, so she also at this time made me some mason jar shaker paper clips, which I have used those too. I've kept some. Here is another example. Now these are on paper clips, but I kind of just wanted to show you the flower piece. Now this one came from Nida. But if you want to do something like this with your flower, of course you're not going to put it on a paper clip, y'all. But if this is the type of flower that you want to make, that's perfectly fine too. And, you know, she used this awesome bling piece in the center for her center of her flower. Super, super cute. Another example of the type of flower that you can make. And then somebody had sent this one to me in a friend mail. And this one kind of looks like a Prima, but it's not. They made this out of cardstock. And then they put like that chunky, really chunky glitter on it. So there's another example of something that you can make. Michelle from Little Craft Creations sent these little flowers in to me, and you can see that she has like 4 layers in there, and then she's attached all of her flowers by a brad. So that is super cute, gives you another idea of something you can do. And this is an embellishment that I received, but I wanted to show you this little flower here. If you wanted to do something like that, you could. So that gives you guys some ideas of what you guys can do as far as paper flowers. There's no limitation. You can do whatever size, whatever color, whatever your little heart desires is fine by me. Just make sure that you include 5 sets of 4, okay? And the pieces to match in the back of your packaging somewhere. And that will do it. You have until the 31st to postmark your package, and I think that's about it. So if you are waiting for this video, here it is. I know some people that are participating in my challenge was waiting for this video to go up so that they could participate in this swap and get their 10 extra points. So what I will do is I will link the challenge video in this description box here, so that if anybody is just coming across this video, that they can see if they're interested in joining the challenge, they can have a quick link to go and check out the challenge in case they want to do both. You don't have to do both. The only reason why I was given an extra 10 bonus points is because of the folks that every single monthly swap that I do, they participate, and they're all the time entering in my challenges and entering in my swap. So I wanted to give the opportunity, since they were going to be sending in 2 different things, you know, one for the swap and one for the challenge, I thought, you know, it'd be a nice thing to give the extra 10 bonus points since they were taking the time to make 2 projects instead of just the one. So like I said, I will have the challenge video linked in the description bar below. If you have any questions or comments, of course, just, you know, email me, or you can leave the question in the comment box. I will get back to you as soon as possible. I do work, so if I don't get back to you, you know, right away, just bear with me. I usually check my emails of the evening time, especially during the week, of course, because I'm at work all day. And then the other thing I wanted to, again, address the tag swap. Miss Lynette Rodriguez, if you're watching this video, please send me an email. I have tried to send your package to the address that you put on your self-addressed envelope, and they're telling me that that address doesn't exist, the P.O. box. So I'm wondering if I should send your package to the address that you have on your IC card, but I don't want to send it if your address has changed. So please send me an email, get a hold of me some way, and let me know where I need to send your tag swap to, because I haven't sent it out because they're telling me the address on the envelope doesn't exist. So if you would please get in touch with me about your tag swap, I greatly appreciate it. And that about does it for this video. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next one. I hope everybody has fun with this one. I can't wait to get started. I will be challenging myself to do paper flowers this month, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I hope everybody challenges themselves to, you know, do the same. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!